I can't imagine anything so traumatic. You sure you're okay, Karen?
I wouldn't wish a collector abduction on my worst enemy. But it's behind me now. I'm fine. But it makes me think of Earth and all the other Reaper-occupied worlds. What are the Reapers doing to the people who live on all those worlds? As we sit here, enjoying our coffee. How many souls are in agony this very moment? Millions? Billions? Oh, Greg. I lied. I'm not fine.
We should probably have people on board to deal with that. Like, you know, psychologists and things.
Hello, Commander.
Unless we can just possibly offload Dr. Shakwas for a couple of sessions or something.
Everything okay in the medbay?
Yes. Paddock would just like some space to work with Eve.
He kicked you out?
Oh, no. I just felt I was getting in his way. I'll return when I'm needed. Commander?
So, Liara, still relying on the Protheans for all the answers?
It will work, Rex. We just need to finish building the Crucible. Although I'd be interested to learn how you found out about it.
Wasn't that hard. Lucky you keep its location more secret than the fact it exists.
And I'm sure you'll do a good job of both, being so famous for your discretion.
My lips are sealed.
Shepard, I know you've gone back to Thane.
Liara,
Be with whoever you want to be with. I'm just not interested in playing games anymore. Really, I don't believe either of us has the time. I've got quite a bit to coordinate with my agents. If you want to talk, it has to be later.
No, I didn't realize I had gone back to Thane. I suppose I have. Well, I don't care. Whatever. What do we have? Email from Professor Takisha to Dr. O'Dole. I was calling every supply depot stationed around the Crucible to find enough pure platinum for the Crucible's primary trigger inlay. We barely had enough left to coat a coffee maker. An hour later, a ship pulled up with 16 tons of platinum, quote, courtesy of the Shadow Broker, capital S, capital B, unquote. Then it flew away to scavenge more materials for the project. The ship's captain emailed me later, saying the broker, quote, would stay in touch with our needs, unquote. That's great, but I am checking my computer for bugs. For bugs? Oh, maybe like, for, you know, sound bugs and microphones and whatnot.
I'm occupied, Shepard.
I know. Apparently I am too. Let's see. Advanced biotic implants. What is this? We have, oh yeah, we collected this somewhere. Power damage or power recharge speed. Let's go with power damage, because I don't use the recharge speed fast enough. And there it is. Good.
Please, enjoy your day.
I've said my piece about whether I'm going to enjoy my day or not before. I won't. Also, it's night.
Shepard, they say female Krogan have a thing for guys with scars.
so I've heard.
I've got a few, myself. Here's hoping nobody's planning an arranged marriage to cement this deal. Though I have to say, I admire Eve. The things she must have endured living with the genophage. And now, to top it all off, she's her people's last hope. Imagine the pressure. Takes real courage to face that. I hope we can measure up. I guess we're at war with Cerberus now, huh?
Yeah, I think we were already.
I've never actually seen a female Krogan. Seems like they're the real brains on Tuchanka.
Does it?
Paddock seems like a decent enough guy. I wonder if he knew Morden. Not right now.
Yeah. He might have. Morden was pretty important. I mean, he was the creator of the genophage. But I don't know.
I admire your bravery. You're now the savior of your entire race. The transmutative agent that propels a species to a new stage of evolution. Many will fear that. Ah, Commander, we were just...
Are you okay?
I'm fine, Rex. You can relax.
Can't be too careful, or put any faith in Solarian doctors.
This one is different.
Is he? What's that?
A blood test. Commander, please explain to him my only goal is to ensure her health is stable.
Considering everything the Solarians have done to the Krogan, can you blame him?
Considering I'm probably ending my career in STG by helping him, yes.
Why do it?
Every species has their role to play. Centuries from now, the Krogan could be the pinnacle of galactic evolution.
Even I don't believe that. But I want my people to.
Then let him work, Rex.
Just keep her safe. Our females have endured enough.
Of course. And remember, I still need your tissue sample.
I'll be back.
Now if that's settled, I have work to do before he changes his mind.
Does he need a magazine?
So you're the one who told Rex about me.
I had no choice.
But you went against your own government.
They were wrong to hide you. I couldn't watch your entire species go extinct while the solution was being held prisoner in my laboratory.
Your people fear my kind. That will never change.
It has to. Fear has never contributed anything to the galaxy except more fear. The cycle must be broken. Besides, you deserve better than being treated as an experiment.
Thank you for saving my life, Commander. I didn't think the Krogan had any allies left in the galaxy.
We owe a lot to you, even if most people have forgotten that.
They can be forgiven. Our actions have hardly inspired friendship.
Part of being friends is knowing each other's name. I feel bad that I don't know yours.
I surrendered it the day I became a shaman of the female clan. I belong to my sisters now. But perhaps one day, when this is over, you can know it.
I didn't realize the Krogan had female shamans.
Wisdom comes from pain, and the Genophage has made us very wise. Rather than surrender to despair, a few of us chose to preserve the ancient ways. We safeguard our culture, our knowledge, our secrets, so when our children live again, the Krogan will flourish.
How were you initiated?
You're locked in a cave for 7 days with just enough food to last. On the 8th, you'll starve.
What does that prove?
Your resolve. Every acolyte is given a chance. You either claw your way out through the rock with your bare hands, or you die.
That's a brutal initiation.
But an illuminating one. You learn to appreciate the light by living in the dark.
How did you make it out alive?
I started digging the wrong way. I was in complete darkness. Nothing other than my own heartbeat to sustain me.
What happened?
I found this. A simple crystal, but it became my chisel. Take it as a reminder, Commander. In the darkest hour, there is always a way out.
What do you think of Rex?
When he's not trying to sire half of Tuchanka, he's the best thing that's happened to the Krogan. But I won't tell him that. His head's big enough already. Literally.
He's turned into a strong leader.
I know in his heart Rex wants what's best for us. Though not all the other clans see it that way.
Why would the other clans give Rex trouble? You'd think they'd want a better future.
It's not in the nature of our males to cooperate. They've evolved to be selfish. Their only concern is survival. Rex is different. He's a mutant. And that you can tell him.
Do you think Rex will want revenge for the Genophage?
Some clans will expect it, but I hope Rex resists. He understands the cycle of violence must end if Krogan are ever to have a voice in galactic politics. Still, he's just one Krogan. If enough clans demand it, he may not be able to stop them.
If you don't mind me asking, what's it been like living with the Genophage?
I knew sisters who couldn't bear the shame of being infertile. They would wander off into the wastelands, hoping a thresher maw would kill them and end their torment.
Did the thought ever cross your mind?
Yes. After my first stillborn.
What kept you from ending your own life?
When my child didn't draw breath, that's when my life truly began. The Genophage forces us to live on hope alone. There is nothing else. There is no reason to exist other than the hope that the next day will bring change. And if it doesn't, there is always the next.
Her child. It's weird. How can they give birth to 1,000 a year, and it's just only a single birth? Or did they forget that? Or is it like maybe it's eggs or something?
How do you think things will change after the genophage is cured?
Our species will find its balance again. Females will help shape the future, like in the ancient days, before we were just pawns of power-hungry males.
Most seem hell-bent on shooting anything that looks at them wrong.
What else is there for them to do? Because of the genophage, they become wandering killers, seeking targets to justify their existence. Excuses to earn them honor.
How'd you get involved in Malin's experiments?
The other females and I volunteered. We heard Malin was trying to cure the genophage for Clan Weirlock.
Aren't they a rival clan?
Rivalries are the invention of the males. Under their rule, Tachanka has laid in ruins for over 1,000 years. It's time females took back our place in society and resurrected our future. Malin was our best hope.
Would you go to Malin again?
Absolutely. It only takes one candle to light a fire, and then the darkness is no more.
I'm sorry none of the other females survived.
I know. The youngest one, Kern, was the last to go. But she knew she would enter the void free of this curse, and then smile when she looked down upon the children of Tachanka. Her spirit will be the midwife to my firstborn.
I found Malin's lab. It looked like a dungeon. His experiments were brutal.
We learned that too late. He meant well, but his methods grew more barbaric as he went. We finally escaped into the rubble. Eventually, a Solarian team found us. They saved our lives. We were so sick.
How has Paddock Wick's been treating you?
Better than Krogan males do. He's not like a typical Solarian.
How so?
Most are arrogant, always reminding us they uplifted our race. He's a deep thinker. We've had talks about philosophy, religion, evolution. His hopes for a Krogan future have given me hope.
Do you trust him?
The other Solarians would rather have let me die. Wick stood up to them. He demanded medical treatment for my sisters and me. I doubt he has any friends left on Sarkash.
Thanks for talking to me.
It's my pleasure, Commander. I'm glad to see humans treat their women with respect. Your people have placed a lot of responsibility on you.
No more than your people have put on you.
Then maybe we can show the men how it's done.
Deal.
I've been doing that for the whole game. And the whole trilogy, in fact. Paddock.
Commander, Eve's blood tests are in good order. Malin's notes have been invaluable in restoring her health.
I'm glad I saved them.
You quite possibly saved her life, too.
How have you been getting along with Eve?
She tried to kill me at first. Krogan don't react well to Solarians doing medical tests on them. Once that was cleared up, we've formed something of a cross-species relational bond.
You mean you're friends now?
It's more an agreement not to kill each other. Species take time to evolve. So do friendships. Though I still haven't learned her real name yet. Have you?
She said it's a secret.
Baffling custom. I suppose Eve will have to do for now. Though one wonders how other Krogan would get her attention. Excuse me, Krogan of female persuasion. Do you have a moment?
You don't need to have names to call people? And you didn't... Also, you don't... I mean, I suppose it would be... oh, what the hell? It's fine for people to be obsessed with names. But... just... They might... She does. She said... I mean, she says she doesn't have a name, specifically. So, there you go. But what you're looking for is her previous name.
How is this cure gonna work?
I'm hoping it will inspire a resurgence in Krogan sex. I've always wondered how they mated.
Not what I meant.
No, but you were probably thinking it. And now's our chance. In the interest of science, how do Krogan mate?
Very clumsily.
And there we have it. Could be worth writing a paper someday. Now, as to your question. We can extract the DNA that renders immunity from her tissue to produce a viable mutagen. In turn, this mutagen will alter the gland function across the whole Krogan species. Large and presumably irritable infants will soon follow.
anyone ever tell you you're a bit odd?
It's the odd ones, the mutations, who move life forward. They expand the possibilities. On that, Morden, Solace, and I agreed.
Morden could be pretty unusual, too.
A side effect of our work. It often decides the fate of millions, even billions of lives. No mind is immune to the pressure. We all fracture in different ways. Morden's conscience haunted him. Malin crossed the line into barbaric experiments. And myself, I went searching for whatever gods created the rules for this unfortunate universe.
Doesn't work like that. Doesn't work. I mean, you might not be wrong about the gods creating the rules, but that's not what evolution is. If there's rules, it's not evolution. Simple. Because the mechanisms are the ones that I referred to before when I rambled about that. So, yeah.
I'm curious. Why do this for a problem that doesn't even affect you?
But it does. The willful extinction of another species benefits no one. We all lose eventually. The Krogan may lack beauty, perhaps even brains, but so did your ancestors. And mine. Every species has a fatal flaw, a flaw that is theirs alone to overcome. We cannot deny them the opportunity to evolve.
I mean, I'm not going to fault his intentions and the end results of his morality, but that's a bunch of gobbledygook. That's what that is. Because he's just making claims about, like, unsubstantiated claims. Mostly, not even unsubstantiated claims. They're demonstrably false claims, because species go extinct every second in the planet Earth. And they are dearly missed a lot of the time, but sometimes they're not. And more generally, biological diversity is the thing that is missed rather than the species themselves, because the problem isn't that species go extinct, it's that there's not new species being created or evolved to substitute those, and that's what the problem is. But also, even then, when there's great extinction events, those choke points also create things. It's complicated. He's just saying what he's saying is not true. It's just false. It's the basic thing that you have to argue for is that you shouldn't kill people. You shouldn't impede people from having kids. Why would you do that? Especially when the reason you're impeding them from having kids is because you're racist against their entire species, which is, no, don't do that. I mean, don't do that in the first place. But if you do, come up with a good reason to do that. Oh my God.
So you'll put your own life on the line for the Krogan?
For the larger principle, yes. I've spent my career planning which species deserve uplift and which do not. But no one ever asked if we had earned the right to make those plans. We are not the originator.
Who do you think decides what the plan is?
The question of the hour. The very reason religions are invented. Unfortunately, at this hour, the answer seems to be the Reapers. But even they evolved for some purpose, and by some design.
Have you had any luck finding answers?
There have been hints, like finding an artist's signature in a painting. The way the pattern in a Tanvorian mulwitch's feathers resemble the galactic spire. That's almost showing off. But none of it constitutes proof. Just intuition.
Most scientists I meet don't feel that way.
Then they're blind. So much grandeur in creation. It can't be an accident.
Nope, you're just making unsubstantiated claims. Why can it not be an accident? Accidents work like that. And especially when the same rules that dictate, for example, the blood vessels in your hands are the rules that dictate the thing in the leaves. Even though we're completely different things. It's just the rules of attraction of, like, the materials that make up blood vessels and the materials that make the things in the leaves. I forget the name. Like the veins in the leaves and stuff like that. But what he's referring to is if it is by design, it's non-evolution. It's the process would be artificial selection if it were, but it isn't. It doesn't work like that, you silly goose. And also, it isn't what religions are invented for. Creation is not a fundamental aspect of religion. You can have perfectly reasonable, not reasonable, what I mean to say is perfectly believable, and we're talking Mass Effect, so it's fiction, right? But you can have normal religions without talking about creation. Creation is not part of a religion. It is very common to be part of society's traditions, creation myths and stuff like that. And because religions are often very much rooted in tradition, then the creation myths get incorporated into religions, but they are not the fundamental aspect of religion. In fact, look at all the Christians in the real world that do not believe in the creation that is said in the in the Bible. They're still religious people. Like, for example, many scientists do not believe in the creation myth of the Bible, and they are still Christian. You can't just say, oh, they're not real Christians because they don't believe in everything that says in the Bible. That's not how it works. That's the no true Scotsman argument, which is fallacious and mostly just moving goalposts anyway. But the fundamental aspect is, no, that's not what religions are created for. In fact, religions aren't actually created. They're just sort of... The distinction between religion and science is mostly due to how science detaches itself from a traditionally powerful religious entity that controls society. We're talking about both in the emergence of science in Muslim societies as well as in Christian societies. So they're all Abrahamic religion societies. The distinction erupts very starkly, and that's why it is possible for scientists to be religious, whereas in other societies there's no such distinction. And you think that maybe in a intergalactic sort of game like this, they would be aware that religion as a distinction of things, as a term even, is a very human concept, rather than it's not even very human. It's very Western-centric, in fact, which is fine in this particular story, but still.
The Krogan have proven their purpose. Bloodshed and conquest. We don't need more of that.
Peace is rarely the way of things, Commander. Your obsession with guns proves it. Suppose it's the Krogan's violent nature that saves us from the Reapers.
Species go extinct all the time.
Yes, if they fail to evolve naturally, then so be it. But as a deliberate campaign of genocide, a campaign that never takes into account the unintended consequences of annihilating a species, no politician or scientist has that kind of foresight. Only the arrogance to pretend otherwise.
I knew an STG scientist named Mordin Solus. Have you heard of him?
Indeed. I once punched him in the face.
You what?
He was still an STG at the time. I postulated there was more to evolution than just random mutation. Mordin disagreed. We argued, we drank, then argued some more. Soon enough, a good fracas seemed the best way to settle things.
Who won?
He got a black eye. I broke a few fingers. We called it even and went back to drinking.
That's fair enough. And there is more to evolution than just random mutation. It's called environmental pressures and the genetic transmission of genetic material across multiple generations. That's what evolution is.
So the two of you were friends?
Some weeks, yes. Some weeks we didn't speak to each other. There were tremendous stresses for those involved in genophage research. My side of it was all theoretical. His side, well, he went to Tachanka. He saw its effects up close. He was never the same after that. I now understand.
I'm sorry to say, Mordin died.
I know. STG is aware of your mission through the Omega-4 relay. For Mordin's sake, I hope he finally found the grace he deserved. And new music. If I hear Gilbert and Sullivan one more time, it's astonishing what noise some species consider harmonious.
Thanks. I appreciate your help in this.
And I appreciate the chance to witness this moment in history, Commander. We're charting a new course in evolution.
Sure thing, bud. Sure thing.
So, Gabby, have you seen Edie's new body?
Oh, I knew this was coming.
I just mean, it's an amazing work of engineering. Elastic titanium silicon polymers, ultra-light harmonic phased power cells. And if she ever accidentally walks into a wall, it's just so much padding.
Ugh, I knew it.
Wish I were a wall.
You pretty much are, Kenneth.
That's yeah, because of boobs. That was Kenneth in the first game. I remember the engineer being an idiot in the first game. Well, sorry, in the second game, I should say. But I don't remember if it's the same people. Wish I were a wall. She doesn't even walk into walls. Why wouldn't you wish you were a padding? You're already a boob. Get it? Because of the... Yeah, get it? So it's good? It's good? I'm very smart. I'm very smart. Nobody recognizes my genius. I'm not going there. This...
Hey, it's just an opinion piece. You don't like it? Don't download it.
You're saying we don't need Terra Nova.
Lose 1 colony, save 5. That's the math.
Someone's gonna take you seriously. The Asari Republics vote on stuff like this.
We'd all save every world if we could, but we can't.
You think you can fly on this ship, sit next to us at chow time, and then broadcast something like that? That's traitorous.
Hey, it's just an opinion piece. You don't like it? Don't download it.
Stand down, yeoman. She's allowed to voice her opinion until I disallow it.
Aye, Commander. But how does she get to say whatever she wants to the whole galaxy and there's no other side?
I'll be clear that the opinion expressed is just my own.
Well, okay. It's not great, but okay.
You ask how she gets to do that? But money. It's money usually, because the cameras cost a lot of money. The broadcasting costs a lot of money. Where does that money come from? The network, as far as I can tell. If there's no other perspectives. Yeah, it's money. It's pretty straightforward. Hey, I don't know. Was this guy born yesterday? He's coming across as a boob himself.